Hi, welcome. If your support team is in Freshdesk and your devs are working on Azure DevOps, you have probably run into this. A ticket is created in one side, work is happening on the other, and updates don't always make it back. So you end up chasing status or trying to figure out where things actually stand. Today, I will show you how to fix that. What you will see is a live sync between ADO tasks and Freshdesk tickets. Status, comments, attachments, priority, everything going both ways. Nothing in theory, just the actual setup and how the data moves. If you want to follow along after, there is a 30-day free trial. Let's get into it. This particular integration doesn't go through Jira, so we are using Getint SaaS or on-premise. The experience will be the same as if you were in Jira, just with a different entry point. For the Getint SaaS, you can go to getint.io, select Get Started, and here you create your account. The trial will start after that. For the on-premise option, you can follow our documentation to how to install the on-premise or reach out to support and ask for more information. Let's go to our on-premise. Here is where you will land on after installing and selecting to enter, then create integration, continue sync, and connect the app. We will start with Azure DevOps, create a new connection. Now we jump quickly into the ADO. Here you will copy the URL and then go to User Settings, Personal Access Tokens, create a new token. Now in the tokens, you can then select the scopes that are needed for the integration and also put a expiration date. For the purposes of this demonstration, I will not go through every token, but you can check on our docs and see which ones are mandatory for the integration. I will just give it full access, give it a little bit more time to avoid any problems with the tokens, and then give it a name. Once I create, I will have the token here. I will copy it and go back to our Getint. Now we pass the URL. Next, give it the name, give it the email address, paste the personal access token, and give it a name if you want to. Now we add, and we have the connection here. Now we can select many projects if that's the case, or just go and find one of the projects that we want. We will select this one, connect, and now we will do similarly to the Freshdesk side. So select Connect App, Freshdesk. Here I already have a connection, but I will create one so you see how it goes. We will jump quickly to the Freshdesk, where you will select under your name here, Profile Settings, and then View API Key. Now we will go through the captcha that they have for this and copy the key. Now back to Getint. Oh, quickly, you also have to copy the URL. Now back to Getint, paste in here, go next, and paste the API token that you just copied. Now we select our connection, connect, and now we have both tools connected. Now let's map the types. Let's start with mapping types, and I will select a task to connect with a incident on the Freshdesk side. As you could see, you have several ones to select from, so you can have whatever setup you would like or need for your teams. For the purposes of this demonstration, I will just keep it simple and select task to incident. Now we will enter here and you will see that Getint already choose and mapped a few fields that are necessary for this integration. We are still missing one and we'll map it manually. I will select under Azure, that would be linked to created by. So go with created by, select on Freshdesk, and here it has to be requester. It's important here that we enter and then match the reporters and requesters that we'll have on both sides. We'll keep it simple and just select one person in each side, and we should be good to go. Now back to the fields. For Freshdesk integrations, it's mandatory to have created with requested or reporter, whatever you have in the side. But in the Freshdesk side, you always have to have requester. It's also necessary to have priority, so we can check our priorities are well mapped, and status mapped to something that will initiate when the creation is happening. In this case, our setup has open with status, and this one is set up only for the creation. For the update, all the status will be updated as you update it on one of the sites. I'm happy with how things are in here, so we'll go to status, see if I have more status mapped. In this case, I have only closed and removed, so let's check the other ones and map them. I can map multiple ones into one, so for example, I can put active and new to open, or select the other ones that I have in here and have them be a part of the workflow. I will leave like this just to be simple, but you can play around with your workflows on here. Now, here you can also select the direction that you want the integration to flow through. So for example, if I don't want anything to go that is close to Azure DevOps, I will select that the status only flow to the Freshdesk side. If I leave it in the middle, that means that the status are flowing both ways. Similarly, you can play around here under fields where you can have everything flowing both ways, or select the direction that you want them to flow based on the fields. I will leave it like this, which means that I'll have data flowing both ways. Now we go to comments and attachments and ensure that this option is enabled and is working the way that I want to, so it's both ways. I could just do one way, either Azure or Freshdesk, and same with the attachments. So as you see, our attachments are not enabled. I just enabled it, and the flow is both ways as I want it to be. Now we apply, and if you check it back, everything is saved here. Now we can save the integration. We will give it a name and then create. Your integration is now created. From here, you can also go there and do some filters if you don't want all the data flowing from one side to the other. So if you click in here, you will have 3 types of filters that you can apply. So all items, new items, and synced. We have a lot of detailment and information on how to set this up and what each one of these mean on our documentations. So you are welcome to check that. But here, to simplify, you can select one of the fields. Let's say you have labels or tags as it is in ADO. Select an operator and then put the value. Let's say you establish that only the tickets that have a sync will be then synchronized. Once you add and apply, this will apply to your integration. And if a ticket doesn't contain this, it will not be synchronized. I will leave it without this just to make things simple, but this can also be applied on the Freshdesk side. Same way, just choose a field, operator, and then add, and that will happen after saving it. Now that my integration is properly set up, we will go to latest runs. You will see that we already had some runs happening. Since I'm on-premise, I'll have syncs every minute. So you'll see 1 minute, 30 seconds ago, and so on. You have nothing because I didn't create or modify any tickets after the integration creation. So here is just a tool trying to see if there is something that needs to be created. Let's go and create something on the Azure side and see what happens. So we are here on my project. Let's go to the work items and we can create a new work item. We did a task to incident, so we need to create a task in order for this to work. Let's give it a name, a quick description, and we can also add an attachment. So let's add something here. Now we save and we go back to Getint. So see the fields that I have added here. Let's see how they will work in real life. Back to our tool, let's refresh. It just happened a few seconds ago, so we have to wait a little bit in order for another run to happen. There we go. Let's see what happens. here. So now you have the integration name, the ID of the run, the mode, that is sync, how much time it took for this run to be executed, the stats, which means that you have something that was synchronized or attempted to, and this means that the synchronization was successful. If we click here under details, we can then see the ID, which item triggered the synchronization, what was created on the other side, or what was updated with, the mode, and again, the states. So if I also click in here, I will have a full summary of everything that was added in that ticket in the Azure side. And now I can also see that on the Freshdesk side. So let's go there and check it. And here you have all the fields. You will see the attachment that I add. You will see the description, and you will also see the status that was for the creation. Now, if we change something here, and let's go with adjusting a comment, adding another attachment, and changing the status. Now we go back to Getint and wait for the next run. As you can see, even when I'm not adding anything, the runs keep happening and Getint continues to check for updates or for new tickets to happen. Now we have 1 minute to go. It should be almost there. We have the run happening. Let's see what will happen now, this time from Freshdesk. Again, you have all the information here, the stats, and if you go there, you will see that the ticket that we previously created synchronized with another ticket, with the same ticket, and then the mode now was update. If we have another ticket created on Freshdesk side, that would be the same. You would see the triggered and synchronized with, and this time the new ticket or the creation mode instead of the update. If we click in here, as we did before, you will see everything about the ticket and what happened on the other side. So let's see on ADO side, everything that was synchronized, you will see that it closed, the status, and you also have testing from Freshdesk side, which I added in here. Now I can go to the attachments as well, where I also see the attachments that I sent from Freshdesk. As you can see, now both sides are aligned and the data is flowing from both sides. That's the foundation. From here, you can go further if needed. On the ADO side, things like area path, iteration path, story points, tags. On the Fresh side, agent and group mapping. You can also configure custom fields, fixed values, comments, filters. But the main thing from this video is that a working bi-directional sync between Azure DevOps and Freshdesk takes just a couple minutes. The complexity is up to you, just if you need it. That's it. If you have questions or want help setting this up, feel free to reach out to us. Our team will be happy to assist you, give you a demonstration, or walk you through how to set this up. Test it on your environment and give it a comment or like if the video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching. See you the next time.